Welcome to your source for research innovation news, Research Business Daily Report. And thanks very much for joining us again today. We're going to talk fashion today on RBDR. Yes, you heard me correct. Fashion. You guys out there, before you turn away and start to do something else, just stick with me. This will be of interest to you as well. We've discussed in the past the coming age of wearable devices, notably the broad and at the same time specific and critical data that will be collectible through the things we wear. Credit Suisse has recently predicted significant and pervasive impact on the economy from these wearable devices. Would you believe $50 billion in the next 3 to 5 years? All this information comes from a wired.co.uk feature that was published on Monday. It's entitled Why Wearable Tech Needs Fashion to Survive and Thrive. The gist of the piece is, 1, this projected future is not all that distant. Take, for instance, Google Glasses. It's terrific evidence that it's coming and is already here. And 2, these technologies need to converge with the fashion industry if they want to gain popularity and become affordable. So, here's what high-tech, high-fashion outfits are going to look like, at least according to designers right now. They're supposed to be comfortable, have style, and be easy to use. What do you think of this solar-powered jacket? It's from Cornell University and uses conductive cotton to charge smartphones as only one of its practical uses. Sometimes new styles need to have new materials in order to both look good and feel good. Like the Twitter dress. This is the work of Cute Circuit, and it reportedly spins illuminated tweets around the body in real time. And finally, here's the 3D printed dress. Well-known designer brands are said to be committing R&D to this venture. Moving on, the always outspoken and insightful Kelley Styring from InsightFarm joins us again today with a new 2 Minutes With segment. Kelley offers for us some keys to short-term research business growth, things you may have overlooked or not even been aware of. See if you don't agree what a lovely studio she decided to address us from.
The first is we need to look at the investment sector and where they're putting their money. The majority of investment money in market research is going into analytics and big data. The second place where it's going is platforms that make it easier and more efficient to do enterprise-wide operations. And then the third is market research tools. So if you've been putting the majority of your time and your investment in market research tools without looking at these other two areas, I think you're leaving a lot of growth on the table. The second place to look is client compensatory behaviors. All you have to do is look at Twitter and Angry MR Client to see that we're not meeting many of the needs of our clients. They're compensating by either going to consulting firms or DIY, or in some cases just demanding that we lower our price for more routine types of research. I think if we look at how they're compensating, there are keys to the future, particularly in what we would like to call power skills, which I think in the past were called soft skills, and they are the heart of the consulting practices that are taking over a lot of our business. So that has to do with distilling massive amounts of information into meaning. That has to do with storytelling that brings ideas to life. That has to do with predictiveness and looking forward rather than always looking in our crisp, clear rear view mirror. And it also has to do with actual business experience. How many people on your team can bring actual business experience to the table when they're talking about research results? And then finally, I think we have to look at cultural shifts. And the 4 that are most important are the growth of Hispanic in the United States and redefining the general market sample, the growth of China, which is going to continue outside the US and impact all global enterprises going forward, this idea of the Internet of Things, or the interconnectedness of devices and how they're telling stories about us all the time that need to be mined, and then this idea of crowdsourcing, which is going to continue to grow as well.
If you'd like to compliment Kelley or tell her something else, here's her email address, kelley.styring@insightfarm.com. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. That's your Research Business Daily Report. If you are at all interested in becoming a sponsor for this video series, you can email me at info@rflonline.com. Have a great research day and join us again tomorrow.